Hi, my name is Ross Pittman, the founder of ConsciousLifeNews.com, a website dedicated to providing news that you won't see on mainstream media. We have hundreds of articles related to health, wellness, conscious living, spirituality, law of attraction, quantum physics, and more. Today, I am the host for this webinar titled From Frustration to Fulfillment Using the Algorithm of Creation. Let me tell you, you are in for a real treat. By the time you finish watching this entire webinar, you will have learned the formula for creating the life of your dreams. Nothing will be held back. You will learn the algorithm of creation and will be able to immediately start applying it in your life. In just a few moments, I'll introduce you to the main speaker for today's webinar, Natalia, PH, the creator of the Abundance Academy. But before we continue, I want to make a couple of suggestions to help you get the most out of it. Because you won't want to miss out on any of the valuable information presented here today, be sure to eliminate all distractions. So put your phone on silent, log off of Skype and IM, stop reading emails, and be ready to pay close attention. Then please grab a pen and paper so that you can take notes. You'll be glad you did. I'll give you just a few moments to get ready. Alrighty, it's time to introduce our speaker. I must admit that I have some difficulty pronouncing her last name, so I'm just going to call her Natalia PH if you don't mind. It's what she likes to be called. Natalia PH is an entrepreneur, abundance coach, and founder of theabundanceacademy.com. Her background includes the media industry, where she interviewed top political and corporate leaders and managed the production of reports that were aired on CNBC and Fox. Natalia was born in Poland but studied internationally and attained degrees in the Netherlands, in France, and in the UK. She has taken courses in NLP, miracles coaching, hypnosis, energy vibrations, and many more. Natalia created MindsetAcademy.com, a free online coaching program where she teaches people to get out of their minds and follow their hearts to live an empowered life. She also has a blog, NataliaPH.com, and a very popular newsletter that she calls Soul Food, in which she provides free tips and practical advice on how to attain abundance and fulfillment. Natalia is one of the contributing authors on Conscious Life News, where she shares stories of empowerment and upliftment with a worldwide audience. She is also the author of an upcoming book titled My Journey from Frustration to Fulfillment, How I Created a Life of Abundance Using the Algorithm of Creation. This webinar is based on a portion of that book. Natalia has dedicated her life to helping teach others to create a life based on love, peace, and harmony in order to reach true abundance. What I have come to know about Natalia PH is that she is by far the most passionate person I've ever met on the subject of law of attraction as it applies to manifesting an abundant life. And more importantly, she walks her talk. She lives by the principles that she is going to teach you today, big time, all the time. But don't just take my word for it. Let's see what others have said about her. First, we'll hear from Lorraine Adler, a member of Holistic Healers International and a TV producer. Natalia is one of the most motivating and inspiring leaders I've come across. She is a person with great education and deep experience, with wonderful skills, knowledge, and an understanding in her field of work. When you get to connect with Natalia PH, you'll discover an amazing person with unique skills. Next up, we have Andrew Smith, a life coach living in the UK. Natalia is living proof that if you are willing to put the principles in her book into practice in your own life and follow the 30-day program, then you too can have a life of fulfillment and abundance. Next, we'll hear from Mate Nieto, a trainer who lives in Switzerland. I moved to Geneva 2 years ago and had several challenges. But since I started not only reading Natalia's book, but actively doing the 30 days method, there has been a tipping point in my life. Everything rearranged and changed into more accurate directions. If you follow the steps, magic happens in your life and you will feel and experience abundance. I highly recommend the book and any course or seminar that Natalia does. You will not only be contaminated by her energy and enthusiasm, but you will have a clear path to act in order to achieve your dreams and goals. Finally, we'll hear from Norhan Enam, a student living in Egypt. I'm a student in the 4th year of English Commerce. I had a problem with self-confidence because one of the people close to me was always bullying me and putting me down, which affected me in a bad way. It made me lose confidence in myself. But after I read what Natalia wrote about changing the way I look at myself, everything changed. And now I have much more self-confidence. I highly recommend for anyone looking for a way to raise self-confidence to follow Natalia's advice. It'll really help. As you've seen and heard, Natalia makes a positive impact on people's lives. It's now time to meet her. So, without further ado, here's the creator of the Abundance Academy, Natalia PH.
Thank you for that introduction, Ross. So my full name is Natalia Przybylska-Hanson, and I am the founder of Abundance Academy, where we help you raise to love, light, and the truth, your inner power. And that is exactly what abundance coaching is about. So are you ready to step up to the life of fulfillment and abundance? I can promise you that today you will not only look at your life from a different perspective and grasp your true nature, but also you are going to feel your real power. I'm going to tell you about my journey from hell to heaven, and I simply know that you will see how you can get there too. I'm just a girl born in a communist country who had a vision larger than life. And thanks to absolute belief, persistence, and burning desire, I stepped on this incredible path of abundance. Today I'm going to give you the exact formula that I name algorithm of creation, and I used it to overcome some of the very serious challenges in my life. And if I can do it, I know that you can too. So are you with me so far? Listen, I have been through your challenges. I have created quite a lot of mess in my life. But now, as I speak to you, I am a living, breathing testimony to my teachings. Stay with me till the end of this webinar and you will see how magical your life can become. I promise you that. Now, how many of you think I'm here to try to sell you something? Well, let me tell you, I'm not here to try to sell you something. I am going to sell you something. I'm going to sell you on taking your life to the next level. I'm here to sell you on having everything that you want in this world. And I'm here to sell you on yourself, on your magnificence. So how many of you can see yourself doing this? And yes, at the end of this webinar, you are going to have an opportunity to enroll in my 30-day program From Frustration to Fulfillment. And when you look back 3 years from now, you know this was the best decision you have ever made. Let me tell you this. You can do this with me or without me. That I know for a fact. But I don't teach anything I haven't done myself. I will take you by the hand and I will guide you out of your frustrations. And I can promise you that it will take just as little as 30 days. Nothing but your own lack of will or motivation can stop you from realizing your dreams. And I repeat, nothing. Having said that, this webinar alone is going to be so value-packed with content, so whether or not you want to enroll, it will be well worth your time to stay till the end. You will learn a lot, that is my promise to you. So are you with me? Alright, let me tell you my story and you can be the judge as to whether or not I'm qualified enough to help you. My story begins in Poland in 1976 during grey days of communism. I was born into loving embraces of these two wonderful people, Eva and Andrzej, and the journey began. So here's little me. Yes, thick hats and scarves were absolutely necessary because we had very cold, severe winters. Throughout my childhood, I witnessed grey streets, people standing in line for food, even though the shop shelves were empty. It was a very challenging time, I must say. Struggle, hardship, fighting, this was the mode that the Polish society was in, and so was my family. I remember martial law, borders closed, tanks on the streets, and curfew imposed on the citizens as they were trying to break from the chains of misery. Struggle was the name of the game as I was growing up. As far back as I remember actually, starting at the very young age, I created dream boards. When living in grey, dull communist Poland, I needed to surround myself with colors and dreams. My rooms had walls filled with dream boards. My vision and mission was simple. I wanted to lead an extraordinary life. I wanted to teach what I learned from those amazing authors from Western world, the world I was dreaming to explore. I saw the world becoming a place of peace, love and harmony with abundance to everyone. I was fascinated by Gandhi, Mandela, Martin Luther King, and such great leaders. I simply felt that my mission was to teach empowerment. You might have wondered about the meaning of the rainbow as the logo for Abundance Academy. It actually symbolizes peace and unity. And spiritually, the rainbow announces that even after the roughest storms, things will always get better. So you can see how it was only appropriate to choose it. My life's path led me through numerous challenges, but I want to give you just a few pivotal moments that led me to where I am now so that I can show you how you can go from frustration to fulfillment. Is that okay? Alright, so, as soon as I could, I applied for jobs to start to realize the dream of becoming the citizen of the world. Here are some pictures of my adventures as a journalist. This photo was taken with President of Romania, Ion Iliescu. Here's one with Nadir Akhmedov, Minister of Communications of Azerbaijan. At that time, I also met my husband Joachim. He's Swedish, but he was living in Poland where he ran several businesses. He followed me around the world for a year and then he asked me to move in with him and start to build our life together. Since I had entrepreneurship in my blood, I agreed, even though I felt in my heart that Poland was not my destination. But okay, I went for it. And here is a moment where I can tell you certainly and for sure that our choices determine our destiny. And this choice was one that led to one of the biggest challenges in my life. Joachim and I got married in 2006 and we led a life that appeared on the surface to be a fabulous existence. However, everything was boiling inside me. I started to crumble and slide into self-made hell. My mind was racing and I literally was driving myself insane. Why, you might ask? Well, I had a purpose to teach. I wasn't aligned with my soul's purpose, and I found myself in a very peculiar circumstances building a construction business with my husband, and I hated it. I love Joachim, but I didn't love myself enough to stand up and do what I truly felt in my heart I should do. I was torn, and my journey of soul-searching truly began. My parents gave us an old mansion in a dowry, and we graciously accepted, knowing that it will require a lot of work and it had to be completely renovated. And that is when our troubles really began. At that time we were completely into material possessions, so naturally we wanted this house to be magnificent. We started a huge project and the house was restored beyond its natural beauty. The last picture shows what it looked like when we were finished after 1.5 years of rebuilding. Here is the living room during and after the renovation. I created this little picture board in 2011. But abundance is not about possessions. True abundance starts from within. And then if you wish, you can have all the things in the world, but you will look at them from a completely different perspective. We are not supposed to get lost in material possessions, and that is exactly what I did for a period of time. And I came to spiritual bankruptcy, and I was completely out of balance. You can say, I turned my back at the true meaning of my existence. Things simply had to get ugly. Balance between the mind and the heart was gone. I was feeling so bad at times that I was physically suffering. I had this enormous amount of energy, but it was not properly invested. I felt empty, shallow, purposeless, and I remember one day sitting on the couch and saying these exact words, "Let it all go to hell." And you know what? That's exactly what happened. It did. In 2008, trouble really started as the world economic crisis unfolded and our construction business virtually came to a standstill. We also had at the time projects in Scandinavia that employed hundreds of people. Clients started to pull away and within a week we went from having a six-figure income to zero income. And I mean zero income. We were in shock. We had a huge mortgage to pay to the bank. We had bills to pay and all of a sudden we were flat broke. That day our 4-year-long crisis started and we were barely surviving. For the first 6 months we lived on our savings, but if you see the size of the house you can imagine if you don't have regular source of income, money melts very quickly. We wanted to sell the house but nobody was buying. As time went by, Joachim was struggling to close the businesses and I had plenty of time to contemplate my choices. Eventually, I started to slowly get back on the path that I was meant to be all along. All along. I got back to my old books, started to study metaphysics, and I really looked into coaching. While we were trying to make ends meet, the bank started to get really aggressive. We had to renegotiate the payments at least 6 times. They had literally had us by our throats. We were paying a 9% interest rate on the borrowed money and burning through our cash reserves. Eventually, we ran out of the money and debt started to pile up. Our parents had to step in and help us greatly. In fact, they supported us for a while. So don't you just love that feeling when you choose to rely on someone else? I can't tell you how much resentment and self-loathing was being generated within us at that time. It was a nightmare. I don't know how many times I contemplated suicide at the time. It was a truly self-made hell. I found myself asking, typical questions. What happened with my life? What about my great vision? The answers were pretty obvious. It was all meant to happen to awaken me to face promises I made to myself when I was a child. After a period of self-loathing and self-pity, I finally connected with my soul and made a definite choice to step up and rebuild my life. I started to coach people and I found myself happy again. I felt like a newly born human and started to thrive. In 2011, I started to write a blog, nataliaph.com, and created mindsetacademy.com. Things were starting to look up and money started to slowly trickle in. But with this huge mortgage, we were still in a deep, dark hole. Yet we were incredibly positive, we had our vision back, and we believed that we can rebuild our lives from scratch. But just as our optimism was growing and our creative forces increasing, the hammer was dropped on our heads, a huge, heavy load that stopped us in our tracks. At the end of March 2012, we got a phone call. The bank called to inform us that they were pulling the plug on our loan and that we had 30 days to pay over $1 million, otherwise bailiff was on his way. Seriously, I must tell you, I think my heart really stopped. I almost fainted. My stomach was flipping and my head was spinning. I couldn't believe it. Joachim and I sat in my office for quite a while without speaking to each other, and the thoughts that were racing through our heads are indescribable. The news from the bank meant financial ruin not only for us, but also our families. Just the thought of telling them about the mess that we had caused was unbearable. After at least half an hour of silence, we started talking and concluded that the situation we were in was simply unacceptable and there had to be a way out. We had created Mindset Academy, so we knew that anything was possible. I recalled the time when I was diagnosed with cancer and was told that I had slim chance of living a full life. I overcame that challenge, and we could overcome this one too. Where there is a will, there is a way. We had the will, we just needed to find a way. So we decided to sleep on it before telling our parents. And so we did. Before I went to bed, I set a very clear intention. I asked Spirit to help us and present us with solutions. I woke up in the middle of the night, drenched in sweat, heart racing with the speed of light, and I heard the voice. Pray. Pray? I asked. Are you kidding me? Give me some real solutions. The voice repeated, Pray. Okay, then another thought came. I remember that while doing research for Mindset Academy, I discovered Dr. Pillai's research on quantum sounds. And I remember one sound that really intrigued me. It was a quantum sound to manifest abundance. These quantum sounds are like seeds that create ripple effects within the field of consciousness, and by repeating those in a prescribed way, you invoke their energies and you start creating abundance. I really resonated with the sound for goddess Lakshmi, archetype of wealth that could be invoked by chanting words Shrim Brazi. We decided to start chanting, and during that I had my epiphany. But before I tell you this, we have to cover some basics. It is all very well explained in mindsetacademy.com, but here is a summary. Everything in the universe is energy that vibrates at certain frequency. Your entire being, everything that you are, has a certain vibrational frequency. The absolute simplest way for your mind to understand is the analogy of a radio being tuned to a certain frequency. Let's say that you wanted to listen to upbeat music of your favorite radio station at 100.4 FM, but instead you tune to 96.5. You will never hear the music being played on your favorite radio station until you tune to the right frequency. Similarly, let's say that the outcome of your dreams, your abundance, your perfect health, fulfillment, happiness, material wealth are delivered by the spirit in the vibrational form at 100.4 FM, but you are vibrating at 96.5. You will never get what you want, and here is why. You are not in vibrational alignment with your desires. And now let me tell you about my epiphany that came to me while chanting Shrim Brazi. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. Let me repeat this and write this down because this one is the key element to fulfillment. You do not attract what you want, you attract that what you are. I heard this sentence spoken by Dr. Wayne Dyer in one of his lectures on Tao Te Ching, and something clicked in my brain. Strangely enough, I immediately remembered that I already read it in James Allen's As a Men Think Of when I was a kid. So to give you the exact quote, men do not attract that which they want, but that which they are. Okay, so what was I? What were we at the moment of bank cancelling our mortgage? Well, clearly we were not vibrating abundance. I realized that we had to become it vibrationally in order to attract it. The question then becomes how to do this. How? Well, let's start with the fundamental truth. An ancient proverb states that when you know yourself, the world becomes your oyster. So, who am I? Who are you? We are spiritual beings having a human experience, and as spiritual being, we are powerful creators. If you are to become a conscious creator of your reality, you need to embrace this truth. You will be granted access to your infinite potential, provided that you realize and awaken to who you really are. I had my first inkling of who I am as a child when I had an out-of-body experience. As I was staring at my body from above, I knew for sure that I was not my body. I also knew that my thoughts do not originate in my brain. Knowing that you are a spiritual being is the foundation to conscious application of the law of attraction. If you don't grasp it, you will never get the law of attraction working for you. And this is the reason why 95% of people never get the law of attraction working for them. The law of attraction always work, always. But you need to master it. You need to connect with your spiritual nature. Understanding your true spiritual nature is the first step to manifestation. The moment I understood this, everything changed. So let me repeat my epiphany. Men do not attract that which they want, but that which they are. And you are a spiritual being having a human experience, and as such, you are extremely powerful. Are you getting this? This is hugely important. The challenge for each and every one of us to understand is that we are not our physical bodies. We are not our thoughts. We are not our emotions. But we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Human experience can be a beautiful, abundant, joyful, fulfilled existence, or it can be a very miserable, frustrated battle. We were given a free will to choose and shape our life the way we envisioned, still in spirit. And that is why so many of us are frustrated while having a human experience, because we so often refuse to follow the voice of our intuition, to follow our heart, even though we know it's the way for us. We make excuses using outside circumstances and play victims. But to go from frustration to fulfillment and to achieve abundance is our birthright. So to make the most of your human experience, let me give you a very simple formula I perfected throughout my journey from frustration to fulfillment, and I named it the algorithm of creation. And here it is. It looks very simple. You would think it's the simplest thing in the world. Here is the equation. Thought plus emotion equals feeling, resulting in a state of consciousness that causes you to act a certain way, which in turn brings you a certain result. This is how you create the life that you experience. So let's take it apart now. Again, everything in this universe is energy vibrating with certain frequencies. The highest and the purest form of energy is that which we call unconditional love, spirit, God. By that definition, your thoughts, emotions, feelings, words that you utter are all energy forms, and they will attract similar energies to them. Everything that is material is mental first. The thoughts that you think are the starting point of the entire process. Actually, think of a biblical quote. As you sow, so shall you reap. Think of your thoughts as seeds that are being planted in the universe or consciousness, and the process of thinking as the process of watering and nourishing. You will bear fruits this way or another, and the quality of the fruits will depend on you tending to seeds as well as the environment they were planted in. With that little metaphor, I think it becomes very clear how the algorithm of creation becomes activated. And whether you like it or not, acknowledge it or not, it always gets activated by the power of your thought, your desire, your intention. How to activate the algorithm in the direction of that which you truly want? Well, you need to source from the most ancient wisdom of the ages and recognize the vibrational power of the words I am, that I am. For whatever you place after the I am becomes a powerful creative force. People so recklessly repeat I am stupid, I am ugly, I am poor, and you know what? They have absolutely no idea what they are doing. Conscious, awakened creators, those who understand the power of the spirit behind the words, know that spirit that is a part of you simply cannot be stupid, poor, ugly. Your current circumstances are only the result of the previous lack of awareness, and it's time to put an end to this. Now you are realizing that which you are, and you must start to express your thoughts positively, for now you know what you are. When you are sowing the seeds to manifestations, two things must be applied: clarity of intention and concept of non-judgment. Let's look at clarity of intention. The quote, when you have clarity of intention and ego is out of the way, your desires spontaneously fulfill. Well, ego, your friend or enemy, your mental body, loves to separate you from your true nature. However, it also allows you to grow and improve. It's your inner motivator. As long as you control it and it doesn't control you, you can create a marvelous life. You know what happens when you allow it to rule your life, right? As a spiritual being, as a part of wonderful, powerful I Am presence, let ego serve you, not stand in your way. Set your intention clearly and let it come from the heart, and it will come directly from your soul's desires. And when you do that, you will be in awe seeing how spontaneously your desires fulfill. When you are not fighting the desires of your heart, when you allow balance between your heart and your mind, you can be sure you are on the way to abundance. To help you do that, I would really advise you to focus on that which you truly want, not the desires of your ego, but that which you truly want in your heart. Let's look at concept of non-judgment now. Here, our ego is on a real field trip. We humans have this tendency to judge everything and everyone. As a spiritual being, you knew you wouldn't be judged when you came back to non-physical. You knew of the existence of unconditional love and how all this is a lesson of growth, and whatever outcomes your life will have, it is all well. Once you became a human of flesh and blood and the separation from love happened, you immediately adopted behaviors and habits of those closest to you. And in all honesty, which one of us happens to be born in Yoda's house, right? Your parents were doing the best they could. In general, 95% of society simply got possessed by fear, and from fear comes judgment. This shouldn't have happened, my life shouldn't be this or that way. And you start moaning and complaining. And when you start moaning and complaining, you once again distance yourself more and more from spirit, more and more from the source of love. You create more junk to clutter your energy fields. And just as Dr. Wayne Dyer beautifully states, edging got out, which is, by the way, a definition of ego. By complaining and judging, you are activating the algorithm of creation by ordering a very bitter and unpleasant life experience. That's the way it goes. So you know what? Forget expressions such as, I am a loser, I am stupid, this shouldn't happen, I hate my life, and so on. Get clean and clear about your divine I am presence, that of love. So if there would be one tip taken from this webinar, it would be this. No matter what happens, Spirit never gives you trials you cannot overcome. Accept them and rise above them using your free will to activate the most powerful tool you've got at your disposal, the algorithm of creation. Take a personal responsibility for all that happens to you. Stop judging, stop complaining, eliminate all negativity, and move on to the life of fulfillment. So now to step 2 of the algorithm. Emotions. Emotions. The moment the thought energy meets the energy of emotion that livens the thought gains momentum and becomes really powerful energetically. Emotions are the fuel that power the thoughts. Following the wisdom of the ancients, there are only two basic emotions, the emotion of love and the emotion of fear. The emotion of love represents the spirit, the divinity within you, the I am presence, that expression of unconditional love. When you are in I am presence, you are touching the divine here on earth. Being love, we must love ourselves. For not loving yourself simply means you are distancing yourself from spirit. The remedy to everything, the greatest manifestation tool, the most powerful way to realize your desires is love. For through the emotion of love, you come into union with spirit. You can rise above any challenge. You can become the most powerful creator once you agree to go with the flow of this universal energy, and you will get clean and clear of all negativity and all negative vibrations stemming from fear. Emotion of fear comes from separation from love, from forgetting where you came from. And when you really think about it, of course you feel fear. You came here, you are born, you are a happy, joyful, open kid with clean slate, and then everyone starts to reprogram you to fear. Your parents who forgot where they came from, your teachers, then you start watching the news, you play some violent video games, you hear what your peers are talking about, then you listen to the crisis being reported all around, and you literally shrink. If you remember the case of Anita Morgiani I mentioned in mindsetacademy.com, you will recall what she said after her near-death experience. She came back to pass on the message to live fearlessly, to love, to live joyfully, to trust that all is well, and that you are always surrounded by the divine love that is within you every step of the way. So are you with me so far? Good. Now to step 3 of the algorithm, feelings. When the energy of thought meets the energy of emotion, feelings are being created. When it comes to feelings, I want to quote Greg Braden on this. Feeling is the power of emotion merged with the guidance of human thought. It is this language of feeling that creation responds to. In this feeling state, we have the ability to touch creation and the world around us through prayer. As it says in the Essene manuscripts, when these three become one, then you say to the mountain, move, and the mountain moves. Your feelings, my friends, are the language through which you communicate with spirit. Feelings derived from love are life-affirming, and these stemming from fear separate you from love, from your true power. When it comes to manifestations, if you truly set your intentions clearly, you will feel them in your heart as if they were already granted. You will generate enormous amount of gratitude for your desires already fulfilled. You will eliminate judgment, negativity. Your heartfelt desires will come to manifestations. In Mindset Academy, I told you about my cancer story. It would be a good time to bring it back here because it has everything to do with heartfelt desires. In 2001, I was diagnosed with lymphoma. I certainly wasn't ready for such news as I was getting ready to conquer the world, not to be at the hospital for months. I went to the doctor and he with a very gloomy expression announced that I should reserve 6 months out of my calendar as I was going to go through a very heavy ordeal of chemo and such. But the doctor diagnosis didn't feel right. I knew I was okay. I simply refused him telling me that I was sick as I felt it in my heart. I had this strong feeling that I was okay. I had read about cancer and disease, and I knew that disease was nothing else but the body out of ease. I also knew that we all have cancer cells within our system, and that when energy of negativity accumulates and is not released, then the energetic imbalances can cause cancer to form. Doctors had found a tumor in my throat, so okay, something was there. But I decided not to call it cancer. I pictured and created this feeling of myself as healthy, vibrant, energetic person. I thought, felt, spoken of myself as if I was healthy. I affirmed in my mind, feeling in my heart, I am healthy, of course I am healthy. I also saw my body as a sea of cells where energy flowed smoothly. As I did that over and over again, each day with more and more conviction and knowing occurred, I knew that the cancer was gone and I was healthy. Of course, big mouth that I was, I shared this with my oncologist, and he just kept on telling me how sick I was and there was no way I was okay. So my parents decided to call in bioenergotherapist who could sense the energy fields of the body. He checked me and he was flabbergasted why docs would claim I was sick. Nevertheless, the doctors wanted to operate and remove the tumor from my throat. I thought, okay, sometimes you need to remove a tooth or your tonsils, so let's just do it. While I was being operated under local anesthesia, a group of doctors came into the operating room with some trainees. They started talking as if I wasn't even there, and made comments such as, "Oh, such a pretty girl, so young, what a shame, it's helpless." I was stunned, literally. If I could have, I would have screamed and I would have told them, what do you think your negative comments do to person's confidence? Honestly, if it wasn't for my strong belief and the absolute belief of my parents, I don't dare to think what could have happened. My doctors had planned for me to go through chemo and such procedures shortly after removing the tumor. I vividly remember my parents receiving a phone call from one of the head doctors on the day before Christmas. The doctor said they were absolutely embarrassed to admit that no cancer cells were found in the tumor. He was in awe as things like this just didn't happen, admitting that it was nearly 35 years since an error like that occurred. Actually, I once heard Greg Braden reporting his tumor disappearing in a similar way. In his case, no operation was required. You know, knowing what I know now, all results and outcomes are possible, and the determining factor to achieving an outcome is our belief system. Our heartfelt beliefs is what spirit responds to, and if I allowed myself to believe that I was sick, I would not have been able to heal myself. If we live our life from a place of feelings derived from love, gratitude and appreciation as opposed to fear, bitterness and dissatisfaction, then diseases simply won't appear or disappear from our body because we are that powerful. Here's a great quote that says it all. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Are you feeling this? Ready for step 4? Fourth element of the algorithm is your state. And here we come back to my epiphany, when I realized what needed to happen for things to change. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. Just as Gandhi beautifully stated, be the change you want to see in the world. Become the divine I am presence. Live it, breathe it, feel it, think it, speak it, embody it, become it. Become that which you wish to happen. And you can become it by simply realizing that you are a spiritual being and everything is already there waiting for you. You just need to assume the state of being that is going to propel you to take appropriate, inspired actions to manifest that reality. Are you getting this? You know, after Joachim and I started to chant, we became abundance. We became the vibrational match to our desires. There was no room for thoughts, feelings, words of negativity. We laser focused and embodied that which we wished to happen. And of course, we expressed enormous amount of gratitude for our desires already fulfilled. We had zero doubts that somehow, somewhere, some way, solution will come. We had to trust, focus, and allow solutions to present themselves to us while we were in constant state of gratitude and allowing. One of my favorite quotes beautifully states, "If the only prayer you ever say in the whole life is thank you, that would suffice." Meister Eckhart. Similarly, in case of my cancer story, I didn't allow doubt in my energy. Experienced doctors told me I was sick, but what is disease anyway, right? It's a state of lack of ease. Your body is out of ease. It is not in balance. Energy doesn't flow smoothly. You are not aligned with spirit. So one must become that which one is. Powerful, healthy, wealthy, happy, whatever you want in order for that to manifest, regardless current circumstances. I could do it, you can do it too. Say thank you to everyone and everything that comes your way. And you will see how transformational the state of gratitude truly is. And it will propel you to fulfillment, and you simply cannot be frustrated when you feel gratitude in your heart. And more to be grateful for will come your way. For there is a law of gratitude, and if you are to get the results you seek, it is absolutely necessary that you should observe this law. That's a great quote. So let's go to step 5 now. Inspired action. Having followed all of the previous steps and coming from your source of power, you will not be struggling or fighting, because the impulse to act will come to you, as it always did to me. The key is to hear it. You always need to be in the state of gratitude. You need to become it, and multitude of solutions will present themselves to you. They might not be what your ego would wish it, but your heart will know exactly when the time is right for you to move into action. Sometimes it is uncomfortable to follow your intuition, and that's where most people fail. Then they justify it by excuses and that it wasn't reasonable, that their intuition failed them. But let me tell you, if you want to lead a life of fulfillment and abundance, you will need to truly connect to your heart and accept that love-based actions, inspired actions, actions in spirit, come directly from love, from spirit. And similarly, enthused actions, and the word actually derives from ancient languages and translated into divinely inspired, possessed by God, are those which will lead you to the greatest achievements and fulfillment. I love this quote from Emerson. Enthusiasm is one of the most powerful engines of success. When you do a thing, do it with all your mind. Put your whole soul into it. Stamp it with your own personality. Be active, be energetic and faithful, and you will accomplish your object. Nothing great was ever achieved without enthusiasm. So are you enthused? Are you inspired? I certainly am. So let's go to step 6 now. Results. If one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet his success unexpected in common hours. Great quote from Henry David Thoreau. The results, my friends, are the greatest harvest of what you sow with your thoughts. And the only thing you need to do now is not to forget that the source of all this stems from the most powerful universal force, that of love. You need to guard yourself, not to slip into fear, and bring awareness into all of the thoughts that come to your mind. The fact is that life is going to test you. As you came here to experience growth and expansion, you came here to learn lessons of unconditional love, and the duality you observe is not the easiest of schools. But when you remain centered, balanced, grounded in love, with heart filled with gratitude, act with inspiration, enthusiasm and persistence, you will always harvest the most delicious fruits. Always remember that energy and persistence conquer all things. And you stem from the source of never-ceasing, never-ending, omnipresent energy of love that conquers all things. So there you have it. Do you feel the power of this formula? Applying it consciously, always from the place of your power, knowing who you truly are, guarantees you a life of fulfillment. Spirit doesn't play dice. Our universe is a very mathematical, perfectly organized, law-abiding universe, and you can be a very powerful player, but you need to learn the rules of engagements. Once you do, you can create happier, healthier, wealthier life filled with infinite abundance. Now, I wasn't supposed to go as deep as this, but I believe I need to give you another formula as well, and it will make you even stronger, and it will always remind you about the true nature, your true nature. It will always remind you about God-given free will to direct the algorithm towards fulfilled life. I have been implementing it religiously ever since that day when bank terminated our loan, and my dream board, to live in these surroundings, to be the citizens of the world, to be the citizen of the world, to have my laptop-based business materialized. And here I live now in my dream board, surrounded by all this abundance. And I got here just a few short months after that pivotal moment when the bank smashed a heavy hammer on our heads and terminated the loan. I live in Spain on a beautiful white sunny coast of Costa Blanca. It's a beautiful morning. I'm in a sweet little white house with magnificent views of Mediterranean Sea and hills, just as in my dream boards. By understanding who I truly am, an abundant, powerful expression of spirit, by connecting with that side of me, solutions to my problems manifested. First, we manifested more time needed, so we got 4 months to find the money. Then, with no interest in the house for 3 years, out of the blue showed up not one, but 2 buyers for my house. And within 3 months from the bank's termination of the mortgage, the house was sold and we were debt-free, starting a new chapter the way we envisioned in here. So I will tell you what we did. We implemented another formula that I introduced in Mindset Academy, and I called it there 4 C's and a B. But once I had my epiphany, I added one crucial element, so now it's 5 C's and a B. Choose, commit, control, confidence, courage, and belief. Let me explain it to you step by step. 1. You choose your vision. Do it by feeling it through the process. 2. You commit to your vision by defining action plan, not results, but action plan. 3. Control. You make a solemn pledge to yourself to control the only thing you can, your energies, your thoughts, your feelings, your words, your responses to anything that happens to you and around you. 4. Confidence. You trust that you are guided by the Spirit, by your soul, and that you are one with all there is. This will give you confidence necessary to act according to whispers of the Spirit. You will gain the confidence by tuning into the melody of your heart. Your feelings are your guides. 5. Courage. You are stepping out of the victimhood towards a life of infinite possibilities. You don't know how, you don't know when, you just know that you are a courageous creator empowered by Spirit, and you know your vision is coming to existence. You have chosen this for yourself. You have committed to your vision. You have control over your thoughts, feelings, words, actions. You have confidence in divine guidance and assistance. You are a courageous creator of your life, and you seal it with a B. Believe that you can, that you are a part of all there is, and there are no limits, for you are limitless. There you have it, 5 C's and a B formula. And here is how we implemented it. So first we chose our vision. We visualized ourselves driving out of the gates to the house and waving goodbye to new thrilled happy owners. We saw them standing on the porch, smiling and waving back. We felt it in our hearts while chanting. By doing this, we activated the algorithm of creation in the direction of our desires. Then we committed to chanting Shrim Brazil 10,008 times every morning. Getting up at 5 a.m., it took 2 hours 15 minutes every day for 100 days to reach the total of 1,008 times. This is the critical mass to manifestation. While doing this, I got my epiphany that I told you about. You attract not what you want, but what you are. We became abundance and one with Spirit while we committed to doing this. You have no idea how high your body is vibrating when you are doing this. It gives you fuel for the entire day, and there is simply no room for doubt. So next, regardless the circumstances we were in, we controlled our energies, our thoughts, feelings, words, and spoke, thought, felt only abundance. We literally eliminated negativity. We had total confidence that we are one with Spirit, and Spirit guides us. We had courage to stop feeling like victims of the bank, of the circumstances, and took full responsibility for what we have created by not taking necessary steps earlier. And we sealed it with a B, with absolute belief that we are already outside of the gates of that house, and I mean absolute belief. And on the day 98, house was sold. And we were free. Imagine that. We were driving out of the gates of this house, waving to the new thrilled happy owner, just as we had envisioned. So, this is my story, and let my lessons learned through enormous amount of frustrations serve you and help you raise to your inner power. So let's sum up and give you the total recipe for abundance, shall we? 1. Remember who you are. You attract not what you want, but what you are. And you are a spiritual being having a human experience. You need to know thyself. You need to source from your divine I am presence. 2. You need to master the algorithm of creation. Thoughts with clarity of intention, non-judgment. Emotion, always choose love. Feeling, be driven by feelings derived from love. State, live from the state of gratitude, become the change. Action, follow your intuition, engage in inspired, enthused actions. Result, energy and persistence conquer all things. 3. Apply the best formula to consciously activate the algorithm of creation. 5 C's and a B. Choose, commit, control, confidence, courage, and believe. Now let me tell you this. Everything in my life is a direct result of activating the algorithm of creation and application of 5 C's and a B formula. When I look back at the thought processes and the feelings that follow, there were simply no mistakes. So I know I can confidently guide you out of your frustrations, and the only thing that can stop you is your own lack of belief, motivation, and will to pursue your dreams. Remember the truth of who you are. You are a being of love and light and immense power. Fulfillment and abundance is simply your birthright. So I want to share a beautiful poem with you written by one of my favorite poets of all times, Rumi. Listen to this. You were born with potential. You were born with goodness and trust. You were born with ideals and dreams. You were born with greatness. You were born with wings. You are not meant for crawling, so don't. You have wings, learn to use them, and fly. I have this great butterfly standing on the shelf just below the ceiling, and this is the first thing I see when I wake up. It's a reminder for me to never forget that I was not meant for crawling, so aren't you. So I want to invite you to join me in purpose-driven life filled with health, wealth, and happiness. You can make that choice, and I can guide you every step of the way. So you still with me? Remember, please, that you were not meant for crawling. You were born with wings, learn how to use them, and fly. So now, having all this information, what do you need to do? Well, you can do it by yourself. Of course you can. There's a great chance, though, that there will be a bit of a trial and error approach to do it without any guidance or system. By the way, did you know what actually acronym for system is? Save yourself time, money, energy, and money. I like that. So yes, you can do it by yourself. You can go out there and read many dozens of books that I have read. You could go out and do all the mistakes that I have already done for you. Or you could leverage of the mistakes, leverage of the books, leverage of the knowledge and the experience that have been synthesized and bundled into a very simple 30-day formula from frustration to fulfillment. Tony Robbins says, if you want to be successful, find someone who has achieved the results you want and copy what they do, and you will achieve the same results. Makes total sense to me. So would you like me to show you the exact system I used to go from frustration to fulfillment in a matter of months? Of course you would. But before this, let me tell you what other people that actually followed my advice and used my products say about me. These are people from all corners of the world, having different belief systems, yet there is one common denominator. We are all spiritual beings having human experience. And even though, in different circumstances, love is the language that breaks all boundaries. So see for yourselves. Here's what people write in the comment box after having watched the free training videos at mindsetacademy.com. Here we have Niamh Asple. A clear and concise instructor, Natalia provides an efficient and effective step-by-step guide to becoming the conscious co-creator of your life and destiny. Her energy and enthusiasm are infectious, and she beautifully presents her concepts and methods in an easy-to-follow manner, full of positivity and reassurance. I have read so many books, and I have been to so many classes, but I don't think anyone has ever put it quite so simply and matter-of-factly. Next we have Maricie. She says, Dear Natalia, you have really strengthened my inner voice. I cannot wait for your next video. I have listened to so many lies in my life. You came unannounced in my life through Facebook. I am on a life-changing journey and you just gave me the inspiration to follow my heart. Thank you for being a mentor in my life. Here's what people write to me after receiving my free newsletter, Soul Food. Here's what Vasiliki says. Thank you for all your inspiration. Your personal story is the greatest inspiration to me. I am so glad I met you during this moment when I actually decided to reverse my irreversible scleroderma with my wonderful therapist. Your example gives me faith and strength. Thank you, Natalia, for deciding to share your personal experience online. I really need all the positive feedback I can get in order to carry on. Here's what Kate says. I think you are absolutely fantastic, an inspiration and truly an angel of this earth spreading a very important message. I was feeling pretty sorry for myself today until I read your story. I have a great business that really helps people, but I've blocked and I can't get past it. I look forward to your teachings and I can't wait to start living the life of my dreams. I can't wait to start living the life of my dreams, says Kate. So to help you make it as easy as possible to reach true abundance, I have synthesized everything that I have learned, all the books I have read, all the courses I have taken, but most of all my life experiences into a 30-day, step-by-step, very simple program. In this program, you will get daily instructions and training on exactly what to do and why to do it. I will guide you every day in a short video, 10 to 20 minutes long, on what to implement that day. This will also be available as an MP3 audio file, so you can download it and listen to it on your iPod, iPhone, MP3 player, whatever is most convenient to you. I know how busy things can get and I really want to make it as possible as it gets for you. So, you can listen to the track on your way to work or when you work out, maybe when you walk your dog, that's my personal favorite, or when you have your lunch hour. The most important thing is that you listen to it when you are on the start and focus. This will be your quality time for you and your growth, and those around you will benefit in the long term. You will also get transcripts of each day if you prefer to read. The videos, audios, PDFs also will be downloadable, so you can watch them or read them whenever you actually can and repeat the knowledge, of course. Repetition is the first law of learning. So all this material is yours forever and you will have lifetime access to the members area. So during the 30 days we will cover over 20 different techniques and topics, some of which will stretch over multiple days. I will show you and guide you on how to connect with your higher self for guidance to put you on the right path and keep you there. I will show you and guide you how to become heart coherent, to be open to receive guidance from universe 24/7. How to raise your vibration to become a magnet for your dreams to manifest. How to chant to receive abundance. How to clean and clear your energy bodies to manifest your desires. How to become the best version of yourself to create a miraculous life. How to meditate to communicate with spirit to get guidance in your life. How to pray to have your desires answered. How to stop worrying and live fearlessly. How to control your energies to live abundantly. How to use the secret words universe responds to the way you want. How to increase your vibration by laughing to be happy. How to heal yourself with food. How to tap frustrations out of your system. How to program yourself to always look at the bright side of life. How to use incantations to experience the life you want. How to use your posture to build your confidence. And how to live a happy, healthy and wealthy life. So all this, 30 modules including 30 videos, 30 audio tracks, 30 PDFs, the lifetime access to the members area covering over 20 topics and techniques for you to go from frustration to fulfillment in 30 days is easily worth alone $297. But there is more. When you sign up today, you will also get an access to a separate Q&A section in the members area where you can ask me anything. There's also a Q&A section in each module for you to ask questions related to that specific topic. I will also give you my personal email address where you can send me questions of more private nature. I will literally hold your hand and guide you through the 30 days formula from frustration to fulfillment. Bear in mind that I charge $333 for a 45-minute one-on-one coaching session to private clients. Based on my experience, I spend 60 to 90 minutes per person to answer questions during the 30 days. So this is easily worth $397. I have taken pretty much every course that is out there, including courses by Dr. Joe Vitale, Dr. Sue Morter, Bob Proctor, Bart Goldman, you name it. None of them provided what we are doing at Abundance Academy, with direct one-on-one access to the author of the course. This is literally unheard of in the industry. So I'm very proud to bring Abundance Academy course from frustration to fulfillment to the market for a one-time investment of $197 because I know it's going to help so many people achieve the lifelong fulfilled and abundant life they were designed to have. After you have gone through the 30 days formula, you are going to have an unbelievable life. If all this course did for you was help you raise your vibration to become a magnet for your dreams to manifest, would it be worth investment? If all this course did for you was teach you the direct words universe responds to, would it be worth the investment? If all this course did for you was help you break free and live the life of abundance that you always wanted, would it be worth the investment? I think it's a rhetorical question. Of course it would. But this is not everything. If you are going to sign up today, you are going to get these fast start bonuses. You get 7 interviews over 6 hours of audio interviews with top experts in the field of personal development and spirituality. Just look at the list. We have best-selling authors, internationally acclaimed books. We have really truly incredible array of people here. So these 7 interviews, a total of over 6 hours of audio, is easily worth $174. But as you've probably guessed by now, we really always want to over-deliver, so there is more. When you sign up today, you are also going to get a trans-channeled guided abundance meditation package. This meditation was given to Avatara, 12th degree medium, Jill Harrison, directly from the angelic realm. So you will be guided by spirit to abundance. In this package, you will get over 1 hour of value-packed audio, including instructions how to meditate to connect with your abundance. This guided meditation package has a value of $37. But wait, there is more. When you sign up today, you are also going to get a song specially written and composed to increase your vibration by New Age composer Torben Toge. Just listen and raise to love and light. And you will also get a never before released module of Mindset Academy, a 1-hour video and PDF transcript where I show you how science meets spirituality so your mind can understand how to follow your heart. You will also get an ebook I have written, How to Heal Yourself with Food. The vibration raising song along with Mindset Academy module and an ebook is easily worth $57. So let me recap. Here's what you get when you enroll today. 30 modules, lifetime access. That is a $297 value. Direct access to me in Ask Natalia Q&A section, and you will also get a private email address, and that is a value of $397. 7 interviews with experts over 6 hours of audio. That is $174 value. Trans-channel guided meditation package over 1 hour of audio, that is $37. 1 hour module of Mindset Academy never released before, that is a $47 value. An ebook, How to Heal Yourself with Food, that is a $10 value. A song specially written and composed to increase your vibration, that is invaluable. So this comes together to a total value of $962. Now, because I want to help as many people as possible to get started, I have a very special offer for webinar attendees today. I decided to let you enroll for just 3 easy payments of $47 when you sign up today. Before you spontaneously click on the button below to sign up now, I want you to know that this is the best investment you have ever made. And it is backed by our 100% risk-free guarantee. You have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain. So go ahead, click on the button below now and get started immediately. Get an instant access for only $47 today. Then in just 2 monthly installments of $47. Here's our 100% risk-free guarantee for you. If you are not 100% satisfied and not totally overwhelmed by the value you get, the content in the modules and bonuses, the direct access to me, just email us and we will refund you 100% of your fee, no questions asked. That's right, you can go through the entire course, and if you don't feel like this was worth every penny that you spent, just let me know and you will receive a prompt refund, no questions asked. But you need to act now. The bonuses and the incredibly low price, 3 payments of $47, is only valid when you sign up today. Anyway, you don't risk anything with our 100% risk-free guarantee. All the risk is in fact on me. So do the right thing now. Just click on the button below and get instant access. Now, you might think, would this work for me? Let me tell you that everyone who is on this webinar today has all it takes to get the results. It is just to follow the 30-day plan. You get daily instructions and you can ask me anything in the members area where there are Q&As or via email. I will answer all questions personally. And let me tell you this as well. There's never a good or bad time to start, so just click on the button below and get started today. Let me recap. Here is what you get when you enroll today. 30 modules, lifetime access, direct access to me in Ask Natalia Q&A section, and you also get my private email that is a value of $397, 7 interview with experts, over 6 hours of audio, that is over $174 value. Trans-channel guided meditation package of a 1 hour of audio, that is a $37 value. 1 hour module of Mindset Academy never released before, that is a $47 value. An ebook written by me, How to Heal Yourself with Food, that is a $10 value. A song specially written and composed to increase your vibration, that is seriously invaluable. So that all comes to a total value of $962. When you sign up today, you get all this for just 3 easy payments of $47. And of course, it all comes with our 100% risk-free guarantee. So if you are not 100% satisfied and not totally overwhelmed by the value you get, the direct access to me, or the content in the modules and bonuses, just email us and we'll refund you 100% of your fee. No questions asked. Now, this is an incredible offer, and the price and the bonuses are only valid when you sign up today. So go ahead, click on the button below now and get an instant access for just $47 today, and then just 2 monthly payments of $47. When you look back 3 years from now, you know this was the best decision you have ever made. Now I see orders are coming in. Thank you very much. And I would like to welcome everybody who has just bought. So let me recap for those who have just bought what you're going to get access to right now. 30 modules, lifetime access, direct access to me in Ask Natalia Q&A section. And you also get my private email. 7 interviews with experts, over 6 hours of audio. Trans-channel guided meditation package, over 1 hour of audio. 1 hour module of Mindset Academy never released before. An ebook, How to Heal Yourself with Food. A song specially written and composed to increase your vibration. That comes to a total value of $962, and you have got this just for 3 payments of $47. And of course it all comes with our 100% risk-free guarantee. And if you're not 100% satisfied and not totally overwhelmed by the value you get, the direct access to me, or the content in the modules and bonuses, just email us and we'll refund you 100% of your fee. No questions asked. I also want to congratulate our new students. After you have gone through the 30-day formula, you are going to have an unbelievably fulfilled life of true abundance. If you didn't buy yet, go ahead, click on the button below and get an instant access. Thank you all the attendees of this webinar, and I'm so looking forward to seeing you in the members area. May love and light be always with you. Thank you so much.